probably didn't know this, but 97.24% of bodybuilders show up fat on stage because their routine wasn't dialed during their prep. My source, of course, is that I made it up. But here's something I didn't make up, and that is that your routine during prep can absolutely make or break the success that you have during your contest season. So today's video is me walking you through exactly what my routine looks like and everything that I do. Not just what I do, but also why I do it, because every action has a purpose. And if you're someone who's looking to level up your own routine or get into prep at some point, some of the things that I do today may surprise you or may help you in your own process. For context, my name's Connor. I'm an AMDF natural bodybuilding pro, and this prep is geared at winning my WNBF pro card. So here's everything that I'm doing in the day, 11 weeks out. All right, so it is now 6:30 and we are already late to go hit the treadmill because we had to hit the impromptu posing session. It is a Wednesday and I don't normally do a full round of posing on Wednesdays. I normally do that on Fridays, but we're doing a midweek check-in this week. So we went ahead and nailed that, got ready for the day, and now we're gonna go hit 2 miles on the treadmill so we can get a lot of the steps done for the day. And then we're gonna come inside, take a look at what goes on in the kitchen, get ready for meal one. So change of plans, we are going to have to get our steps in outside because there are only 2 treadmills at the apartment gym building, and they're both taken. And they're not normally taken. So today we're gonna have to get some fresh air, get some sunshine, which I am not really mad about. It takes a little bit longer to get the steps when I'm outside because I can't set the speed to like 4.0 and just crank. So I will walk a little slower, but it's nice to be outside. It's like 75 degrees right now and it's not super hot yet. So we knocked out the steps, we did the chiropractic home care. That's what I do every day when I come back in. Your boy has a perfect 45-degree neck curve. That's apparently super rare. But right now we're working on breakfast, and this is the sanctuary when you are in prep, because this is where all the magic happens. This is where you actually put yourself in that deficit that's going to have you losing weight on a regular basis week after week. So right now we are working on the pre and intra drinks. I always prepare these before, early in the morning, and then they're just ready to go when I'm ready to go train. So pre, we're rocking with Project One. I stack this right now with the Unmatched Dissident because this is the pump product. First forms went out of Alpha Surge for like a month at least. So, and I keep this dose really low because this has caffeine in it. So this I'll do like maybe a third of a scoop. It's about 10 or 11 grams. Measure out everything as well too. So not just measuring like the food, but also all of the supplements that go in. So we'll put the salt and low salt in there to help with the pump, but then we're also making the pre-workout cream of rice. So this has to be ready to rock so that we can eat that nice and cold. We'll pop it in the freezer when it's done because that's going to be meal 2. But right now we are also working on breakfast. And we got these little, look at these little like pathetic pieces of bacon that we got going on right here. This is what happens when your bacon is like half water, is that it shrinks down to this level when you actually cook it. So a bit annoying, but also too, this change is this is going away because I'm actually going to switch over to the breakfast that I was doing last prep, which was the egg white scrambles. So peppers, maybe some onions, spinach, egg whites, and an egg. So more that means that I'm going to be losing the bacon, but we got to keep the fat loss coming, which also means that we're going to be taking steps up from 10K right now to 12.5K. So we just made that adjustment this morning. So that just probably means that I'll probably be doing a little bit more when I hit the treadmill. Okay, so Megan's food has been plated. My food is about to be plated. We got green beans in the microwave here, but I also wanted to show you guys the digestive gut health drink that I am taking every morning, which is something that I also had implemented last prep. It is apple cider vinegar, aloe vera juice, lemon juice, creatine, fiber. I'm supposed to have glutamine in there, but I don't have any at the current moment, so I need to probably go get some. It doesn't taste bad with the exception of the apple cider vinegar. That is the lone ingredient that makes it kind of not great. It's certainly palatable though, so I knock this whole thing down before I even touch meal 1. So we're gonna kill this. We are going to read the Bible, and then we're gonna get into some work. So it's now 8:30, the day is set up for success, and generally when I'm on the treadmill, so I read the Bible along with the Bible app, but it doesn't really give me an opportunity to study it or kind of get into the depths of the topics or look at other verses that talk on the same thing. So that's more of what I do when I eat breakfast. Right now I'm in Luke chapter 2, and there's a lot of references to Isaiah. I'm reading about how he was he being Christ, was the stumbling block, the rock of offense to the house of Israel. So there's a lot of references back to Isaiah and forward to 1 Peter. It comes up again in Ephesians 2 as well. So not really something that I can do while I'm on the treadmill looking back on all of that stuff. But I'm going to clean up for breakfast, and then I'm going to show you how I set up the workday to make sure that that is just as successful as the morning is. So now, as you can see, we have the most optimal S-tier combination to set ourselves up for a perfect morning of work, and that is the sweatshirt because we get cold, the headband to keep the hair out of the way because it's getting a little long and ridiculous now, water to stay hydrated, and then a little bit of a caffeinated beverage to give myself a little bit of a pick-me-up in the morning. Now, I, again, try not to go too crazy on caffeine at this stage in prep, given that we're already 11 weeks out. But there is gonna come a point where I'm gonna wanna titrate that caffeine up a little bit when I start getting a little bit more draggy and the days start to get a little harder. So I try to keep it around 200 milligrams per day, which means I have about 100 or 120 or so, depending on how much I put in the pre-workout. But then that means that I only will drink about half of an energy drink. So I'll literally drink half of this and then I'll stick it back in the fridge and I'll drink the other half tomorrow. So saves a little bit of money in that I don't burn through one every single day. So right now we're gonna crank through some client check-ins and some other things that we have going on from a work perspective. If you are someone who's looking to get into natural bodybuilding or just wants to take your fitness and your health seriously, that's what Ember Physiques is all about. Talk a lot more about that on my Instagram page, but I'll also leave a link to apply for coaching in the description below. I also want to add that I start each morning off by planning out my day. So I generally actually plan it the day before. I write out the whole schedule, but then I go through this planner right here and I fill out a couple things that I'm grateful for, a couple things that I'm excited about that are coming up, what my focus for the day is, the bits of exercise that I'm going to be doing, which stays standard, so that doesn't really ever change. And then some type of affirmation and then the priorities for the day. So the affirmation, I'm not someone who's super woo-woo. I need to tell myself that I'm fantastic in order to feel fantastic. So generally I'll either put in some type of motivational quote or something that helps me kind of reshift and reframe a little bit and focus on something that's a little bit, you know, maybe like a topic or a concept that I'm trying to wrap my mind around a little bit more, that I'm trying to live out a little bit better. Or sometimes I literally just put a Bible verse in there of like, hey, this is the focus that I want to have for the day. So I start the day off with that. That doesn't take me very long at all because again, the whole schedule for the day is already planned out. So all I'm doing is putting in what I'm grateful for, what I'm excited about, some type of quote, and then get into work. I'll catch up with you guys at the pre-workout meal. All right, and we have arrived after a successful morning of work at the pre-workout routine. This is something that I do and have always done for like a number of years at this point. We got creatine, we got electrolytes, and then we have the cream of rice pre-workout meal. That is an in-season thing, that's an off-season thing. I literally have this every single time before I go train. It's 100 grams right now. In the off-season, it can be up to 150 or so. I savor it a little bit more now though because I'm hungry and I'm dieting. So we're gonna put this down. I'm probably going to watch somebody train while I eat the pre-workout meal. Highly recommend that if you are watching someone train, shout out if you are doing that right this second. I think that's like a fourth wall break or something. If you're doing that, watch the body part that you're about to go train because you might pick up some tips and some cues that may help you or may shift your perspective a little bit to just help you have maybe a 1% better session, maybe a 2% better session, and that literally compounded over time can make a massive difference. So if you're training push, watch somebody train push. If you're training legs, watch somebody grind through legs. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna eat this, and then we're going to hit the road.
Guys, what's up? It's back day. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Destination Dallas. We've been here about a week now, but to a certain degree I've also been coming in and making sure that I'm allowing my body and my mind.
So I've made a minor goof in that I thought I had a post-workout meal ready to rock because 95% of the time I do, and I totally forgot to grind up and brown the beef that needs to be included in that. So the pre-workout meal has already been eaten, and normally I'm literally driving out at this point, but the 5 minutes that it's going to take to cook this up is not going to be the absolute end of the world. And I like making sure that I have this post-workout meal ready for me when I get out of the gym. So I literally bring it with me to the gym, I microwave it there, and then it's ready for me to go. So we're gonna cook this up, and then we're gonna hit the road. And we almost got it done in 5 minutes. I think we ended up going like 6. We're gonna portion this out real quick, and then we are going to get in the car and get to the pull workout. All right, so we have about a 20-ish minute drive to the gym. This is the get ready for the session time. So we're transitioning from chill and eating our food to getting ready to go and lift some heavy freaking weight. Again, we got back today, so very excited. There's a lot of movements that we go through. I'm not gonna take you guys through the entire session because obviously this video is for showing you guys the routine and everything that goes into that. But this is a time where I get to enjoy the sunshine. It's like 95 degrees outside now, but I'll put the top down. I will sip on the pre-workout and I will get ready for the session. That's mainly what this drive is for. All right, guys, like I said before, we're in for pull today, which means that the money movement is going to be the barbell rows. This is always something that I used to do at the beginning of the session, just like my other big pieces. So I would do things like barbell squats, bench press, deadlift. I would always do it at the beginning of the session. Now I've switched away from that to where I generally do a movement or two before I get into the moneymaker set, as I like to call it. So it gives my central nervous system time to get primed up and ready for me to rip big weight off the floor or to squat with big weight on my back or something of that effect. So, and generally when you get stronger too, you can't just like jump right into it unless you're gonna take like 10 warm-ups. So I'll start with both the ab crunches and then I'll come over to here and hit single arm rows. It's really more of a pull down, but the angle is not quite vertical. So it's kind of like a roll pull down variation. But I'll hit 2 sets of this. It's single arm, so by the end of this, my lats will be fired up and ready to go into barbell rows. All right, so we're ready for a top set. We've had our warm-ups, 1 plate at a time, and now we're going to hit 1 set continuous at 275. Probably will scale the weight down a little bit for the second set because I like to do dead stop with those. So I'll do 1 at a time versus the first set. You'll see me rip the weight off the floor and then I'm just gonna go. So that one's gonna be a little bit more upper back focused just because of the angle of the pull. I can keep my hips a little higher on the second set because I'm resetting each time. So that one I'll be able to incorporate my lats a little bit more into it. So it's a little bit more cautious and methodical. Maybe cautious isn't the right word, but methodical certainly is. And the second set is just gonna be a little bit more, it's gonna be less aggressive than the top set is going to be. So I'll get a little bit more amped for this one, and then we'll pull that back a little bit just so that we can be really, really accurate with the second set. All right, the top set moved solid, 275 for 8 and some change, 8.5. I've been scaling this down to 255, so that's gonna be in order for today. We're gonna try to hit about 11 reps, and then I'm gonna go through the rest of the session. I'll catch up with you guys towards the end so that we can get into the rest of the routine. All right, and that is a wrap on the pull session. We have warmed up the post-workout meal. So we're gonna eat this, head on home, and then get into the rest of the day because we're behind on steps now that we've bumped it up to 12.5K. So I'm gonna eat this while I probably listen to somebody talk about the Bible or church history or something. Calm down a little bit, and then we'll get on to the rest of the day, which has some other good stuff in it. And we are back, home sweet home, but we're not here to stay for long. This is one thing that I would highly recommend, whether you're in prep or not, is making sure that you stay on top of momentum. It's particularly important when you're prepping, but making sure that not just throughout the course of the prep itself, but also throughout the course of your day, that you're building on positive momentum all throughout the day. So what that's gonna look like for me right now is that I'm not going to sit down or let myself rest and relax. I've had 35 minutes in the car, I'm good. I am going to put the stuff away and then literally pop right back outside and finish off the rest of the steps, especially since I got a good bit left to do. I wanna go ahead and eat those up now because A, I just wanna get them done, and B, I wanna make sure that I'm not trying to get steps in and raising my heart rate before I go to bed. So I have plenty of time between when I actually finish my steps and when I actually call the day a wrap and go to bed. So that's going to mean that I go get the rest of them right now. I'm gonna get back into some work, post Instagram, eat another meal, and then I will wrap you guys up with everything in terms of how I close out the day and what I basically look for to say, was this a good day or not? What are the areas that I can improve? And then switching everything off in the evening to make sure that I'm actually sleeping well so that my mind is not just racing over and over, and I can actually get good rest so that tomorrow can be as good as today was. And somebody else just also got home from work. Tell them what you got today. Tell them what you got today.
Your business.
What did you get today?
I had Capital Grill.
Okay, very fancy city girl.
I didn't pay for it.
What did you order?
We had calamari.
Good.
It didn't have sauce. And
Oh, that's fine.
I thought it should. It tasted really dry. But nonetheless, it was fine. I gave my leftovers to somebody else on my team who raves about it, so she took it home to her family.
Leftover calamari or leftovers? Okay. The real leftovers are in here, right?
Oh no.
What do you got in here? Oh, okay. We got, what's going on here? We got, is that cheesecake?
Yeah.
Creme brulee? What is that?
I had $200 to spend, so.
Is it cheesecake?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just the crisp on the top made it look like creme brulee.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. Okay,
Yeah,
so.
your girl ate all her steak.
Okay. How big was it? Like 12 ounces?
14.
Oh my gosh. What was it? A ribeye?
New York strip.
Okay.
They didn't have ribeye for lunch, actually. I wanted a ribeye.
Well, now you're about to go put it to good use because you're about to go work out, right?
Exactly. I will come back bigger.
Okay. I'm going to hopefully come back smaller. I'm going to go try to get 6,000 steps real quick. So if you didn't think this part of the day was optimized as well, then you would be wrong. But what I did not factor into all of this is that my watch is now dead. So
I'm rounding out the rest of these 12,500 steps, but what I use this time for generally is a time to respond to friends and family, text messages. Usually it's getting back to clients because it's making sure that they have what they need for the day. But a lot of times it also becomes the time where if you have texted me and I haven't responded back in 24 or 48 hours or whatever it is, usually this is about the time when I can get back to those people. So it's kind of the part of the nature of running a schedule like this, is that I just need to handle the people that I'm responsible for, and then the other people, like, again, friends that are asking questions or whatever it might be, kind of just takes a little bit longer to respond. So hopefully anything that's urgent gets back fairly quickly and in a reasonable time frame. But a lot of times it does end up being 2 or 3 days. I'm not a great texter, but I am a good WhatsApp messenger for the people who actually need things done. So I'm going to turn in here, and then we're going to go get the meals situated.
And now that steps are done, we are gonna get ourselves situated with meal 4. Literally just chicken and green beans, nice and simple. Oh, somebody else is back from their workout as well. Welcome back. How was it? Good?
It was good.
Good.
Where's our fan? Where are the fans?
The fans are over here. Yes, you can wave to them. So we got chicken and green beans on the docket. Generally, I have this at 6 o'clock. One thing that I would definitely recommend to you guys, if you're not doing it already, is have a dedicated time to eat each of your meals. So I have 5 meals each day, and what definitely can hurt you is if you don't have dedicated times to eat each one of those, to make sure that they're spaced out well enough so that each time that you eat, you get a solid MPS spike, to make sure that all throughout the day you're spending the minimum amount of time in that more catabolic state, where you're having these long stretches of time that last between meals, because that also makes the diet worse. It just makes you more fatigued, and it makes you more focused on when the next meal is coming. And if you just can put it into your routine, like today, yes, we're 45 minutes behind, but most every days I have meal 4 at 6 o'clock. Part of that was just getting more steps in today, but we're just gonna make that adjustment and push those to the front end of the day. That way, each time when this time comes around, I would have already had meal 4, because I want to be sitting down eating the final meal at 8:30, and that is my favorite meal. You guys are gonna see that here in a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and get the chicken and green beans down, get cleaned up, finish up the last little bit of work that we have for the day, and then I'll show you how I wrap it all up and what the final meal looks like. All right, and we just wrapped up for the day. Normally I try to finish work somewhere between 8 and 8:30, but what I'll do at the end of it is I will hit the red light glasses, or the blue light rather, to make sure that any screens that I'm looking at are not disrupting my sleep, throwing off my circadian rhythm. So that's always a priority, and I'm going to take a couple minutes and basically look at how the day went, map out a couple things that went well, at least one thing that I can improve on, and then, like I said, I will literally schedule out the entirety of the day for tomorrow, so I know what to expect and I can kind of mentally prepare in my mind. That way also too, I'm not thinking in bed about what tomorrow is going to look like. I kind of already have a rough framework of what it's going to be, so we'll do that. If you have made it this far, the name of this planner is a Panda planner, so comment Panda if you have watched all the way up until this point. And then we are going to check in for the final meal, which again is my absolute favorite. So we'll catch you guys for that. All right, so final meal of the day. Everything is wrapped up. We're a little late, like I said. It's 9:15. We try to get in bed by 9:30, so it'll be a little bit later tonight. But we have protein oats for Megan. She's gonna be situated here. But then we have for meal 5, 1 massive bowl of oatmeal for myself. This is 125 grams, but it's got a lot of water in there. So the volume of the food feels like a lot, even though there's no extra calories in it. You guys sleep on these old school bodybuilding meals. You know, everybody's fixated on everything else, but stuff like oats really help when you're in a contest phase. So I have this whole bowl of oats, and then I have this 300 grams of Greek yogurt and 150 grams of berries. So I eat all of this basically, you know, not right before I go to bed, but a little bit before. So I feel very full. I sleep fantastically. and it just gives me something to look forward to at the end of a long day. I'm gonna continue to take you guys through this prep. Obviously, we have 11 weeks until show number 1, so things should continue to get exciting, but comment what other types of videos that you might wanna see. I can do things like full day of eating, and then also to walk you through some more of the training sessions and what that kind of looks like behind the scenes. But hopefully the routine was helpful. Hopefully you guys took away some tips that you can implement into your own routine. Like and subscribe if you have not already, and we will see you in the next one.